There's no fucking passion. There's no fucking motivation. There's no, oh my God, man, no. It's every day of your life just doing. You want to know what greatness feels like? You better be ready to bleed for it. I'm not talking about a little discomfort. I'm talking about running until your feet bleed. The raw flesh rubbing against your shoes. That searing agony that makes you question your very existence. That's where the magic happens. That's where you discover who you really are. I'll never forget my first ultra marathon. It was a brutal, grueling affair, a test of endurance that most sane people would run screaming from. But there I was, towing the line with a head full of ambition and a heart ready to endure. As the gun went off, I didn't just run, I unleashed a storm. Every mile was a battle, and every step was a choice. You either embrace the pain or you let it crush you. The thing is, we live in a world that's obsessed with comfort. We avoid discomfort like it's the plague. But let me tell you this, comfort is the enemy of progress. You want to grow? You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's that simple. Lean into the discomfort. Embrace the pain. Let it shape you. Let it mold you into something greater than you ever thought possible. The pain is real. When you run until your feet bleed, it's not just about the physical act of running. It's a metaphor for life. Life is a marathon. And if you're not prepared to endure the tough miles, you're never going to reach the finish line. You have to dig deep, find that grit, and push through. Every time you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember that the pain is temporary, but the lessons you learn through it are eternal. I've faced my share of demons in life. I've been through hell and back. I've fought through depression, insecurity, and self-doubt. Each battle was painful, but each scar tells a story. I've learned that pain is a part of the journey, a necessary evil, if you will. When you embrace it, you gain a strength that can't be taken away. You become unstoppable. Learning from suffering is a rite of passage. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to understand that suffering is the only way to get there. Each blister on my foot has taught me a lesson. Each drop of blood has been a reminder that I'm alive, that I'm fighting, that I'm pushing the boundaries of what I thought was possible. The pain transforms you. It breaks you down, only to build you back up stronger than before. I've learned that the body can endure so much more than the mind thinks it can. Your mind is weak, and it will tell you to quit the moment things get tough. But you can't listen to that voice. You have to silence it, crush it, and replace it with a mantra of strength. I am stronger than my pain. I am more than my circumstances. Repeat it until it becomes a part of you. Running is the ultimate metaphor for life. You set a goal, you lace up your shoes, and you hit the pavement. But let's be real. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are days when every step feels like a mountain, when the air is thick and your lungs burn. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that will either make you or break you. When I run, I'm not just running from my problems, I'm running toward them. I confront them head on. The blisters, the exhaustion, the fatigue, they're all reminders that I'm alive, that I'm fighting, that I'm pushing through the hard stuff. The harder it gets, the more I lean in, the more I push back. That's where the growth happens. In life, you can choose to stay in your comfort zone, but that's a prison of your own making. The walls are padded, but they're also suffocating. When you lean into discomfort, you shatter those walls. You break free and open yourself up to possibilities you never imagined. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're doing something right. It means you're challenging yourself. It means you're growing. Each time you face discomfort, you're stretching your limits. And with every stretch, you're one step closer to achieving greatness. You have to learn to love the grind, to crave the struggle. That's what separates the good from the great. As I run through the pain, I think about my legacy. What will I leave behind? What will people remember? I want to be remembered as someone who didn't back down from challenges, someone who faced adversity with grit and determination. I want my scars to tell a story of perseverance, resilience, and an unyielding spirit. When I finish a race, I don't just cross the finish line. I leave a piece of my soul there. I pour everything I have into each step, into each breath. And when I finally stop, I'm not just exhausted, I'm transformed. I've given my all, and that's what matters. So as you navigate through your life, remember that pain is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. It's the catalyst for change, the fuel that drives you forward. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you to new heights. You have to push your body and mind through unimaginable pain to find out who you really are. If you want greatness, you have to be willing to bleed for it. You have to lace up your shoes, hit the road, and keep moving forward no matter how much it hurts. When your feet bleed, it's a sign that you're doing something right. It's a testament to your commitment to greatness, to embracing the hard things in life. Remember, the journey is not easy, but it's worth it. Lean into the discomfort, embrace the struggle, and let pain shape you into the person you were meant to be. That's the only way to achieve true greatness. You have to push through the pain, run until your feet bleed, and then keep running. That's the warrior mindset, and that's how you become unstoppable. When I talk about callousing your mind, I'm talking about a principle that's been forged through pain and struggle. It's about building an unbreakable mindset that can withstand any challenge life throws your way. Just like the body can develop calluses on your hands from gripping a pull-up bar or your feet from long runs, your mind can develop a tough skin through repeated exposure to adversity. This is not some abstract concept. It's a necessity if you want to achieve greatness. You see, life is full of obstacles, and those who succeed are the ones who've learned how to deal with those obstacles effectively. I remember my time in Navy SEAL training. Hell Week was the ultimate test of mental and physical endurance. 5 days of continuous training, where sleep is a luxury you can't afford, where your body is pushed beyond its limits, and your mind is constantly telling you to quit. But that's where the magic happens. In those moments of despair, when every fiber of your being is screaming for you to stop, you have a choice. You can either give in, or you can dig deep and find that reservoir of strength you didn't know you had. In those grueling hours, I learned that callousing your mind is about getting comfortable with discomfort. You have to seek out those hard moments, lean into the struggle, and embrace the pain. Each time you confront a challenge, you're not just fighting the obstacle in front of you, you're also building your mental fortitude. You're creating a mental armor that will protect you in the future. One of the strategies I developed was to push myself beyond my perceived limits. I would take on challenges that seemed insurmountable. For instance, I signed up for races that were way beyond my capabilities at the time. I remember my first 100-mile race. Most people would think I was crazy for even attempting it, but I knew it was a chance to test my limits. I didn't just want to finish. I wanted to learn about myself in the process. The night before the race, I was filled with anxiety. My mind was racing, telling me I wasn't ready, that I couldn't do it. But I flipped that narrative. I reminded myself of all the training I'd put in, the countless miles I had logged, the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices I made. I told myself that this was a chance to show what I was made of. The moment the gun went off, I knew it was time to put that mental armor to the test. As I ran, The miles melted away. But somewhere around mile 50, the pain hit. It wasn't just physical pain, it was a mental assault. My mind started to crack. But that's when I tapped into the calluses I had built over the years. I thought about every time I had faced adversity. I remembered the brutal morning I spent in the gym, the cold showers, the times I pushed through when my body wanted to quit. Those memories became my fuel. Each painful step was a reminder of my commitment to finish no matter what. At mile 75, I hit a wall. The fatigue was overwhelming. My feet were raw, my legs felt like lead, and my mind was telling me to stop. But in that moment of despair, I realized I had a choice. I could succumb to the pain, or I could push through. I chose to push through. I leaned into the discomfort. I visualized crossing that finish line. I focused on the person I wanted to be, the warrior who didn't back down from challenges. What I discovered that day was that your body can endure far more than you think. But it all starts in the mind. When you callous your mind, you create a mental fortress. You develop a mindset that doesn't just survive hardship, but thrives in it. This is the foundation for extreme mental strength. You become a warrior in every sense of the word. In addition to embracing challenges, another strategy is to embrace a relentless work ethic. You have to be willing to put in the hours, to grind when no one else is watching. That's how you build that mental resilience. I remember waking up at 4 a.m. to train while others were still sleeping. I'd lace up my shoes and hit the pavement, pushing myself to run further and faster every day. Those early mornings taught me discipline. They taught me that success is not a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, of challenges and triumphs.